I have a history of lower back pain that has a tendency to flare up several times a year, and it's very debilitating. Um, I would be kind of, flat on my back for the better part of a week every time it happened. And I have been to physical therapists, I've been to doctors, and I had some exercises that I could do, but really I was just kind of waiting it out uh, until I would feel better. And then I had one really bad flare up. I guess it was just about a month ago, and it seemed to be worse than the other ones that I had in the past. And a friend of mine had recommended Adapt, and so that's how I started my journey with you. I was very concerned because the pain was worse. It seemed to be more significant. I just knew that somehow this was different, and uh, it made me concerned. And like, am I always going to have to deal with back pain? And is it going to feel more painful each time it happens? I was really worried. Well, I guess the most difficult or the biggest challenge I had at that point was that because I'm 53, I kind of thought, well, is this the point in one's life where you start to ache and you move less and you have more pain, and I just didn't want to feel that. I feel like I'm a young 53 and age is only a number, and I didn't want to be limited physically. I didn't want to live with pain. I didn't want that to be my future. And so, um, you know, in addition to wanting to get the pain to subside, I really was looking for a way to prevent it from happening in the future, or, um, getting my body into maybe an alignment or a strengthening that it hadn't had before, so that I could just stave this off and not have to worry so much as I get older. Oh, I could barely walk. I mean, it was severe pain. I couldn't stand upright. It was just really awful. Um, so, the flare-ups have always been bad. This one was even worse. Um, I've had flare-ups before where I haven't been able to stand up straight, but this just seemed a little more painful. Like the pain was kind of deeper in my back, maybe is a better way of saying it. Um, so yeah, it was very disconcerting. It was very disconcerting. I didn't know how long it was going to last. Everything was affected. I mean, I really couldn't do my daily activities around the house. I couldn't sleep either. I couldn't get comfortable even laying down. There was not a position that I could get into where I was comfortable. A long time ago, I did physical therapy. I have seen doctors over the years. I, would stretch and lay on the floor and do the kind of classic things that we're told to do when we have back pain flare-ups, but I just wasn't getting any relief. And those little salon pass things I would stick all over my back, and you can only do that for so long. So yeah, I was pretty immobile. I felt panicked. I felt uh, hopeless. I was really concerned and worried that this is what life was going to look like. I was afraid that I was going to have to, go to the doctor, and somebody was going to tell me that I needed surgery. That was kind of where I thought I was headed. And I didn't want to go down that path. I felt like I wanted to exhaust every option before I even entertain the idea of surgery. I'm much more of a non-invasive person. And, if there's any way for my body to either heal itself or have someone help it heal, I would try that. But the pain was so great that I really thought that surgery was going to be what somebody told me I needed. You know, I wanted to think that I would have some relief for my pain, but I was in so much pain that I honestly didn't think that anything was going to help. I really didn't. I was willing to give it a shot, and I didn't think I was going to have a great result because my pain was so great. I just didn't think that physical therapy was going to be the answer.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was in too deep. I thought that it was going to require surgery. And I just honestly didn't hold out a lot of hope that physical therapy was going to help me.
Expectations.
So I will say this. After my first session with Dr. Patel, I felt so much better. I mean, I I was thinking that I probably wouldn't have that great of a result even after multiple sessions, but after the first session I was just feeling so much stronger, feeling much less pain, um, and I'm doing my therapy virtually, so I was skeptical about that too. I didn't know what that was going to look like and how that was going to work. um, but again, I was in so much pain that I was willing to try just about anything. And um, the exercises have been so remarkably effective for me. I noticed improvement after the first session, as I said, and with every subsequent session, it's just been remarkable. I think I've had 4 or 5 sessions now, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe today was my fifth. I can't remember. But I will say, even after my last session, I was pain free. So it only took 3 or 4 sessions for me to be out of pain completely. Um, the exercises are very manageable. I'm able to fit them into my schedule. I do them as I'm supposed to, and instructed to. And it's made a world of difference. I feel much stronger. I feel um, much more balanced overall. It's the the exercises that Dr. Patel has given me are they are seemingly small exercises in some ways, but they are so incredibly effective, I should say, um, that they've just been transformative in a very short period of time. uh, I honestly thought this is never going to work. Like, how am I actually going to get the benefits of a physical therapist if I'm not in the same place physically? So um, I I didn't know how it was going to work, and I was pretty skeptical. Um, and my sessions with her have been remarkable. I feel like she's here with me, and she can see me, she can watch me move, she can make corrections or modifications. um, yeah, it's just worked out so well, and I honestly feel like she's here with me doing the exercises and instructing me.
I love that. I love that. That's the goal. That's definitely the goal. Um, Now that you have experienced virtual physical therapy, how would you describe it to a friend or family member who comes to you saying that they have this back pain or some type of pain?
um, Well, I would say you owe it to yourself to give it a shot because for me, I've just had such a tremendous result um, that I do feel like I'm in the same room with Dr. Patel, and she can see exactly what I'm doing and how I'm moving and make adjustments or corrections or suggestions. I I felt like there was going to be more of a separation doing physical therapy virtually. There isn't. I mean, it's as if we're in the same room. So for anyone who's even thinking about it, I would say absolutely try it. You will be very impressed and amazed at the process. Um, I would say the biggest surprise has been how great I'm feeling, how few sessions it has taken, how much stronger I'm feeling. You know, it's not just pain management and like getting rid of the back pain that I had. It's actually just strengthening my body and working on my alignment and preventing it from reoccurring. Um, you know, all of those things have drastically improved in such a short period of time. So that's been very surprising. Well, you know, my back is clearly feeling very strong because the pain is gone, and uh, you know, I feel like we've strengthened a lot of those muscles. Um, but you know, we've been working on other parts of my body, and you know, the techniques that Dr. Patel uses are just really different from my expectation of what physical therapy would be. Um, and so all of it in conjunction has just really helped me to feel stronger physically. Um, you know, she's been incorporating a lot of breath work into my program, and I never would have thought that that would make such a difference to the way I feel physically. But I think that has contributed to my overall sense of feeling stronger. Also, you know, my lungs feel healthier. I just and I never expected that. I thought this was like, you know, let's just work on my back, and that's not what it has been at all. You know, she's she's been able to show me that my back problems are really stemmed from other issues that I have been overcompensating for, or other areas that I've been overcompensating for throughout my body. So um, that was something that I kind of thought I needed to be in the same room with someone to see. But the fact that she can see that in my body over the video and has been able to kind of, you know, make adjustments in my hips and my shoulders and my rib cage and like all of these other areas that have been contributing to the back pain or the cause of the back pain. um, you know, that's just been really surprising. And yeah, she's a genius. I was in so much pain that I was feeling hopeless and, you know, depressed and worried and concerned and all of the things that go along with feeling pain and being worried about the future and all of those things. So I was very much aware of those feelings and not feeling like myself. I'm an upbeat person, I'm a positive person, and I was not in that headspace when I started physical therapy. I feel like I'm back to my normal personality, and I can um, be positive about my future, and I can, you know, take walks and kind of do things that make me feel better emotionally as well as physically. I was not in that place when I started physical therapy. So absolutely, I feel so much more positive and so much healthier emotionally, and mentally than I did just a few weeks ago. I don't have the worry or the concern for the future um, that I did before. I feel like the this program, these exercises that I'm working on will, at the end of my journey with her, I will have a program that I can maintain, that's doable for me, that I can fit into my lifestyle. And I feel like if I keep doing that work, then there's no reason that the back pain should come back. And if for some reason it does, if I do something that tweaks my back or, whatever the case may be, I feel like I know what I need to do to make that feel better and to work out that pain and develop those muscles again. And so I feel like even if it were to happen again for whatever reason, I could manage it. I could get through it and I could come out the other side. And so I don't feel like this is just part of me getting older. I feel like, checked off that box.
Yes. Um, what what accomplishment are you the most proud of since starting virtual physical therapy?
Okay. Honestly, that I have stuck to the exercises because sometimes I was in a lot of pain from, like muscle pain from doing the exercises and working out with Dr. Patel. So, she's working on muscles that maybe I haven't been strengthening for years. And so I would feel residual soreness the next day or whatever. And the fact that I have continued to do my exercises and I haven't let myself off the hook is really surprising to me because I think I maybe would have done that if I hadn't seen so much progress. Um, that you should really try virtual physical therapy because you really do feel like you're in the same room with your physical therapist. Um, and I will say specifically with Dr. Patel, she um, she just has such an incredible skill set and a way of working with your unique body that it's not like any other physical therapy you can ever imagine. I mean, it's so different. It's so personalized that the virtual aspect just seemingly disappears. Like I feel like I'm in the same room with her. She is working with me. She sees my body, my alignment, my posture, even those smallest movements, she can tell if I'm doing them correctly or not. So definitely try it. My favorite things to do really are Pilates, yoga, and walking. I um, that's what I spend most of my time doing. And I would say out of all of those, Pilates is probably my favorite. And I think I got into Pilates because I was having back problems. So I've kind of always done um, the types of exercise that I thought would strengthen or prevent me from having pain, but that clearly was not the case. So I think going forward, when I go back to Pilates and yoga, I will have the awareness in my body of how I can do those activities again and um, not have them stress my lower back. And I'll not only have the physical strength, but I'll also have the awareness of how I can protect that part of my body from injury in the future.
Yeah, yeah. Have you been able to do any yoga, Pilates, or walking since starting physical therapy?
I have been walking. I walk at least once a day, and I don't go on long walks yet. I probably do a mile at a time, just kind of a shorter walk. Um, and Dr. Patel and I agreed that I would not do my yoga and Pilates until I finish doing the physical therapy with her, just so that I can make sure everything's okay before I go back. Um, but honestly, I feel like what my work that I'm doing with her is plenty. Like it's a workout. It's a lot of stretching and strengthening and breath work, and I feel like I'm doing enough with her that I'm not missing those activities.
Wonderful. What areas of your life are different now since starting your program?
Well, I'm just a much happier person. I think when I was going through that painful time, I just I have a tendency to be rather a bear. So I think if you were to ask my husband, like, I'm a much more pleasant person. But yeah, and to have flare-ups like that several times a year where you're just kind of a grumpy skunk, nobody enjoys that.
Most
I don't
definitely.
like being that person, and I'm sure, the people around me didn't appreciate it either. So,
Any other areas where you notice that your life is just different?
um, well, I would just say my comfort level in general. I work from home, I sit a lot, and so just something like that, I'm not I'm not in pain when I sit for extended periods of time the way I was before. um that can take its toll on your work day. You kind of in a bad mood by the end of the day, and I don't feel that anymore. So yeah, I just feel an overall improvement in my mood and my energy level, um, in my physical body. I feel like my breath is better. I feel healthier overall. Adapt had been recommended to me by a friend and coworker, and uh, I decided to give it a try because I really didn't know what else to try. And she had had great results with Dr. Patel. So, at the suggestion of my colleague, I had a consultation with Dr. Patel, and Dr. Patel seemed to think that I was the type of client that she could work with and have a great result. So, so that's how I found Adapt, and I can't say enough great things about Adapt and Dr. Patel specifically. She's just been a godsend, really, for somebody who is in that much pain. Um, she's changed my life. It was like somebody understood my pain and addressed it and didn't like minimize what I was experiencing. So she kind of met me where I was and gave me tangible results, even within that first session. Um, and I just feel like she's been a huge advocate for me getting well and staying strong and healthy. And, that's just remarkable.